Hello and welcome back, folks. Today I'm going to talk about the Monsterous investigation, not just my own, but of the hardworking puzzle solvers on the Monsterous Mystery Discord server. Before we start, I want to extend special thanks to everyone on Monsterous Mystery. The amount of new information you all have uncovered in such a short time is crazy. As always, if you're interested in the series, I invite you to Monsterous Mystery. The invite link is in the description of this video. Now to correct a couple of errors on my part. When I talked about the PDIB channel's videos showing up as YouTube ads, I was unfamiliar with the fact that this is a normal feature. It made it seem that creepy shenanigans were abound. Evidently anyone can post a video as a paid ad, provided it complies with YouTube's terms of service. I don't have an interest in monetizing anything, so this simply eluded me. I also want to mention something I should have mentioned sooner. I did not come up with the name Duelist Grid. The name appears at the beginning of the second GematSys ad in the top right corner, where it also describes the grid's limits. Anyway, let's start out with the new findings. What would an ARG be without at least one Morse message? That's right, it turns out the GematSys man is himself a walking code. His skin, suit, and shirt all flash in Morse code, yielding 3 different messages. Jeff did a video on this a short while ago, and you can watch it by following the link in the description. In the first ad, the messages are Mother Ender, Human to Cherub to Seraph, and what I think reads, Green in Blood from Birth. This one was hard to make out due to the static. The second ad's messages are Theta is 144, Captain is 360, and You All Made the Jester. In my third video, I said that this message resembled a simple substitution cipher. That's because it is a simple substitution cipher. Using this rearranged alphabet, we can decipher it. Evidently, someone isn't very fond of humans causing trouble. The second part uses the same alphabet, and the text reads, Beget out of my way. Originally, I was going to mention this bit as an unsolved puzzle, but thanks to Jeff and Dave from the Discord, I don't have to. After the second Kya ad in part 6, the uploader's VCR appears to malfunction, displaying 2 messages in a distinctively alien character set. I tried to analyze this text to the best of my ability, and found that the single character portions don't make sense when single letter words like I or A are substituted. I don't make for a very good cryptanalyst, so I'd initially set this aside for a while. Fortunately, Jeff and Dave are far more keen on this sort of stuff than I. They figured out there are 13 unique characters, and 4 of them are only slight variations of each other. This leaves 9 completely unique characters and 4 similar ones. 9 times 4 happens to be 36, which also happens to be the amount of characters needed to encode the entire English alphabet and all 10 numerals. They realized the 4 fork-shaped glyphs are modifiers, which set the active sequence of 9 letters in the alphabet. Eventually, they figured out enough of the cipher alphabet to decode the message. You are not the hero of this story. There is one who may be. He is a lech, but may be a good man. His name is 360. These seemingly innocuous segments actually do contain hidden messages. The rhythmic buzzing noises made by the bumps create 3 sets of data corresponding with the high, middle, and lowest frequencies when they're viewed as an audio spectrogram. Painstakingly transcribing all 20 possible frequencies to a binary format, arranging the high, middle, and low values into 3-bit segments, converting these values into a decimal format, and finally grouping them into 2-digit numbers yields yet another substitution cipher. In addition to all that stuff, Neko was able to deduce enough of the cipher alphabet in order to decode the messages in both segments. Now might be a good time to bolster their power. And now the second ad's message, which I find very interesting. I guess none of us are a match for someone empowered by the whole order sphere. Those poor kids. An eagle-eyed viewer noticed something in this ad that completely eluded me. The lemon who talks about symbols has 3 additional lines of text which only appear for a split second. It's our lives, not our deaths, that fill our houses with ghosts. Ghosts are merely the thoughts with which we pollute the air. Want to see ghosts? Look for the ones the dead have left behind, and the living want you to see. Two more subtle anomalies exist in the second Kya ad. Before the car is suddenly overturned, it looks like it's being dented by an invisible force for a few frames. Also, as the car burns, some sort of structure pokes through the door. Remember the numbers at the end of the Hot Dog Monarch recall ad? These are the 9 holy points the GematSys man was referring to, just without any spaces. Because the numbers are meant to be expressed as angles, 0 is also effectively 360. Discord users have figured out that the star chart shown in the Captain Chromebones demo lines up with the 9 holy points when expressed as angles. Further experimentation showed that the Imago Group logo also lines up with these exact same angles. A representation of the 9 holy points can also be seen in the second Nesquik ad on the considerably more upset-looking kid's hat. This symbol is probably a variation on the symbol of chaos, representing chaos magic. All of the holy points are also encoded in the ridiculous name shown in What's in a Name. One of them is the sum of the first and last points, with the value of 396. We're still missing a bit of information on the zodiac system related to this, namely what it's all supposed to mean, but it's still very interesting. Jeff noticed the strange noises at the end of the Funhive ad represent another hidden message. This one is fairly simple. Viewing the corresponding audio spectrogram and counting each individual tick between pauses gives us another gematria message. Here, they'll make her battle faces until one evolves her. Someone commented on my third video that the pointing creature ad very likely indicates a real website is out there, due to the obvious angel fire pun. As it turns out, they were absolutely right. The Discord found thesejokesmakeNoSense.angelfire.com in early January 2024. Since then, we've uncovered some more valuable information. Be sure to check the description for the link. The website is a blog written by an anonymous person who had lost 6 weeks of their memory after falling and hitting their head on a rock. The blog becomes increasingly centered on a mysterious file called Jokes, which this person had apparently downloaded during their period of amnesia. At first glance, it contains only a date and a very large amount of unreadable binary data. They go into detail about their efforts to track down the origin of the file, using their friend's experimental reverse search engine software, ultimately leading to a megalink where the file is hosted. Over the years, this person becomes increasingly haunted by the mystery surrounding the file, having disturbing nightmares as they slowly regain their memory. They notice the file is actually MP3 encoded audio of someone playing tunes on the piano and a muffled voice. Near the end of the file, there is a lot of screaming and high-frequency noise. They also noticed a plaintext message at a random point in the file, but not much else. We'll take a look at this file ourselves very shortly. Finally, on the day written in the file, the blogger remembers everything, recounting an intense nightmare involving a ring of interconnected rooms and meeting a figure with bleached white skin who cries blood. Judging by the way it's written, the blogger seems to be preparing for self-immolation, realizing this is the only way to wake up and to save the world from a tyrant only they can defeat. Let's have a look at Jokes ourselves. The file contains the following elements: a date string reading 8 October 2021, 726 bytes of seemingly random data, followed by the MP3 audio stream I mentioned earlier, and a JPEG image, including its embedded thumbnail, at the end of the file. Like I said before, the MP3 data is a 2-minute audio clip of someone playing the piano and a muffled voice talking over it. The Discord and I have been trying to transcribe what the voice is saying. I'm going to play the audio now, in full, but with my own attempted transcription.
Now moving on to test number 10-1, cycle 08. This is a test to see if the subject can use the final interface to control themselves in a simple puzzle. The subject gamma, epsilon, theta, theta, mu, pi, and rho are here. Gamma, mu, and rho have all been outward with that no meaning in the loop, whereas the others have all had it for
Here's the plain text message hidden in the file, along with the extended ASCII message that follows it. The blogger mentions there are no other hidden messages in the file, but there is at least one more the Discord was able to find. Throughout the MP3 data are hundreds of instances of the word succumb, 1,072 of them to be exact, written using extended ASCII characters. After most instances, the word is followed by a series of either uppercase letter U's, the feminine ordinal indicator character, which is like a lowercase a, or nothing at all. So far, we haven't been able to conclusively demonstrate any significant meaning to these data structures. One last thing. The high-frequency noise at the end of the audio encodes a spectral image, similar to the one in Part 5 of Monsters. This is an image of an angel with a single tear running down their cheek, matching the description the blogger gives to the figure in their nightmare. A JPEG image was appended to the file, depicting hand-drawn vignettes of a jester being banished from a kingdom, apparently for having killed 2 royal children. Obviously, this is our elusive jester character. Where can we go from here? For the most part, we'll just have to wait for the remaining parts of the series. Going forward, and now that I've made videos about most of the relevant series aspects, I'm ready to provide commentary on the next parts as they're uploaded. I may even do a video on my own thoughts about what's happening in the series. I want to thank the Discord once again for their interesting takes on monsters and their puzzle-solving skills, the series creator for this wonderful ARG, and everyone else for watching. Until next time, take care. Hello and welcome back. I gotta get this off my head. Hello and welcome back, folks. I want to tear out my vocal cords. The name appears at the beginning of the second GematSys ad in the top right corner, where it is also... That's right. That's right. It turns out the GematSys man is himself a walking code. Hi, Billy Mays here. Human to cherub to seraph, or seraph, or whatever the hell it's called. They figure out there are 13, comrade. That there are. There are. Okay. They realize the 4 fork-shaped glyphs. Solved. How the f*** did you figure this out? The rhythmic buzzing sounds made by the bumps. God's sake. A representation of the 9 holy points can also be seen in the second Nesquik ad, on the considerably more upset-looking kid's face. And hat, maybe. Right on his face. Yeah, he's got the symbol tattooed on his f***ing face. Jeff noticed the strange noises at the end of the Funhive ad. For God's sake. These jokes make perfect sense to jesters. The website is a blog written by an anonymous Persian. I want to thank the Discord once again for their interesting takes. Interesting, he says, pronouncing every single T, and that's only 2 of them.